For almost a decade, Suzy Hamilton has stood near the top of American middle distance running, but she has yet to succeed on the world stage. Now 29 years old, Suzy knows this is the time to live up to the expectations and become one of the athletes to fear in Sydney. Back at the U.S. Indoor Championships, the women's mile is next, featuring Suzy Hamilton, winner of the Millrose Games, and looking for a big year after about a year and a half ago, she was telling us, Dan, reuniting with her college coach, Peter Tajan, and saying now that she is mentally and physically prepared for what she hopes will be a breakthrough year, especially internationally.
Well, I think we're seeing the old Suzy here. You see nothing but smiles as she crossed the line at the Millrose Games. She did spend a couple years in Eugene, Oregon. Said she learned a lot. Got some great tips on the different training techniques and what other coaches are doing, but she feels most comfortable in Wisconsin.
Here's the start list for the women's mile. As you look at Julie Henner from Harrisonburg, Virginia, an Olympian here in Atlanta in '96, competing at 1,500 meters, though she was eliminated in the first round. 7th behind Suzy Hamilton at the Millrose Games, though she was 3rd in the 800 last week in Boston. And the women's mile is underway at the U.S. Indoor Championships. That is an 8-lap event here in Atlanta.
8 laps to the mile. I can't really imagine running that far here. I get to run 3 3/4 outside, and I've ran 1,000 indoors occasionally, but to look up and just see 8 on the board there, that would be a little heartbreaking for me.
And we've seen you run the 1,500, and it's painful for us to watch. We can imagine what it's like for you on the track. Becki Wells of Gainesville, Florida, and the University of Florida moves out to take the early lead with Suzy Hamilton right on her heels in 2nd and Julie Henner 3rd.
Suzy talked a little bit yesterday about she really didn't care what kind of pace anybody was going to set. She was just going to stick with them and try to outkick them at the end. That was her patented trademark in college, is just speed at the end, and that's what she says she and her coach have really been working on, getting that old speed back.
4:97, Becki Wells from Gainesville, Florida, does lead. She won the NCAA indoor mile and the outdoor 1,500 meters a year ago. A couple of weeks ago, she was 5th behind Suzy Hamilton at the Millrose Games. Becki Wells continues to lead. There she is, 4:97. Suzy Hamilton just behind her. Then Julie Henner, Becki Speets, and Fran Bensel. Becki Wells continues to show the way with Suzy Hamilton running easily just behind her.
At the quarter-mile mark, they were 73, which is very slow. That's about my pace for 1,500 meters. I think I could be hanging right in there. I'm sure they'll pick it up here, though.
Becki Wells has not been headed yet. She's had the lead since the start, and Suzy Hamilton seems poised to go by whenever she wants.
I don't think she will, though. This slow pace plays right into her hands. She's probably the best sprinter of the group, so I imagine she's just going to sit right where she's at, wait for a lap or two to go, and then just turn it on.
Becki Wells, Suzy Hamilton, then Becki Spies and Julie Henner. Wells continues to show the way. That's Hamilton still there in 2nd, just right on her shoulder. Henner starting to move up outside Spies as they come to the home straightaway, and they have 4 laps to go. And here is Suzy Hamilton taking the lead at the halfway point. Suzy Hamilton, Julie Henner goes right with her, comes up to challenge Wells for 2nd. And Henner does take over 2nd, so it's Hamilton 1st, then it's Henner 2nd, Wells is back into 3rd, and Spies is still 4th.
They were 2:24 at the half. That puts them in at about a 4:48. That is a little slow, but I imagine it's going to pick up right as Suzy took over.
Suzy Hamilton in front. Julie Henner is 2nd. Becki Wells is 3rd. And now Spies passes her to take over 3rd. So it's Hamilton, Wells, Spies, Hamilton, Henner, Spies, and Wells.
I know a lot of people remember Suzy wearing the Reebok uniform. She's in Nike now, and she says she feels most comfortable in Nike because they are a running-based company. They've been taking great care of her. She said everything is going great right now. She's happy with where she's living. She's got her family around her. She's wearing the Nikes.
Been featured in some ads. And talking to her yesterday, I said, do you and your husband plan to start a family sometime? And she said, well, yes, but it's a ways off. She's planning on, of course, Sydney in 2000, but even mentioning possibly Athens in 2004 before they start that family. Right now, she has opened a big lead. It is Suzy Hamilton comfortably in front. Spies has taken over the second spot as Henner begins to fade, and Goddard-Kenah takes over third.
Here comes Suzy with a lap to go. She's showing everybody what kind of speed she's got. I really don't think anybody's going to even have a chance at this point. She's a good 20 meters ahead right now.
Final lap, and Suzy Hamilton has a big lead. It's Suzy Hamilton in front. Cheryl Goddard-Kenah is second. Becki Spies back to third. And Fran Bensel is fourth. But they won't catch Suzy Hamilton today. She's all by herself as she enters the final turn. Suzy Hamilton winding her lead with every stride. Here's the home straightaway. And on her way to a U.S. championship in the mile, Suzy Hamilton. Hamilton comes home and hits the line in 4:34.17.
Well, they picked up the pace considerably after that first quarter mile, which was really slow. And even the half was slow at 4. They looked like they were going to come in at about 4:48. But the half there, her last half was 2:10, which is really incredible. Put together 2 70-second laps.
Well, she was telling us yesterday she felt that she was poised to really hit the big time this year. Of course, her failing has been in international competition. She's been one of the best U.S. middle distance runners for years, but never has done well in international competition, and now feels like this will be her year. It certainly looked like it there. Good job, Suzy. All right, Dwight, and the official results in the women's mile now posted with Suzy Hamilton, the big winner. Cheryl Goddard-Kenah got the second spot, and Fran Bensel took third. And let's go trackside where Carol Lewis has Suzy Hamilton.
Thanks, Tom. Suzy, 73 seconds for the first lap of the race. What does that change tactically for you?
Well, you know, I prepared myself for this race if it was going to go out fast or if it was going to go out slow, and it just happened that it went out slow. I didn't want to push the pace too early, and you know, you just have to be able to adjust when that happens. So it was fine. I mean, this is kind of how they run races in Europe too.
Well, you had an outstanding year last year. How does this race bode well with your upcoming summer season?
This has really been a great year last year and so far this year, and I'm just hoping I can do a lot more than I'm doing now and keep improving and reaching my goals.
Outstanding race. Congratulations. Tom?
Second U.S. Indoor Championship for Suzy Hamilton, who also won in 1991.